The Knicks will be adding more shooting to this team very soon. According to reports, the Knicks are going to be making a roster move and adding another player to this team. And if you're listening to Coach Tom Thibodeau, recently he gave glowing reviews about Matt Ryan, potentially indicating that he could add him to this team to finalize the roster. We're going to break down all of these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are adding more shooting to this roster very soon. As we know, with the Knicks bench, it's really Deuce McBride and Cam Payne that's going to give you any type of scoring. If any one of those guys goes down, it's going to be a hard time for our bench. Not to mention, we're dealing with a couple of injuries right now. That's going to lead to the roster shifting and some changes happening. If that occurs, we're going to need to add more shooting to the bench. And the Knicks already know this. That's why it seems like they're making plans to add Matt Ryan to this team. Let's break down the latest reports from Ian Begley of SNY about the Knicks and what they're planning to do to finalize this roster. Shout out to Ian Begley of SNY for giving us the following information. According to him, the Knicks should be adding more shooting soon. New York needs to add 2 players by November 5th to satisfy league roster rules. There's mutual interest between Matt Ryan and the Knicks. If Landry Shamet can make it back from his dislocated shoulder, he is a strong candidate to return to the club. I still think center Ariel Hukporti will get converted from a 2-way contract to a traditional deal. The Knicks G League team, the Westchester Knicks, drafted both Shamet and Ryan with their 2 first-round picks in Saturday's draft. With the Knicks pulling off that boss move by using the G League to get 2 free agents that they wanted on their team, now they have the rights and access to Matt Ryan and Landry Shamet. What the Knicks are likely going to do is, come November 5th or close to it, they're going to sign Matt Ryan to a standard NBA contract, then convert Ariel Hukporti from a 2-way contract to a standard NBA deal, giving them 14 players. They're likely going to watch Landry Shamet and watch his rehab. Once they understand that he's going to come back and he's likely going to be part of the team, they're going to waive Matt Ryan and then re-sign him really quickly to a 2-way contract, because they're going to have a 2-way spot open after they convert Ariel Hukporti. With regards to Landry Shamet, once we waive Matt Ryan and have that open roster spot available, we'll take Landry Shamet, we'll give him a standard NBA contract, and then he'll be added to the team. We'll then have 14 NBA players on this roster. And at that point in time, the Knicks will be able to do exactly what they wanted to do entering this season. Have a scorer with size like Landry Shamet off the bench. Because the only reason Shamet was added to this team was to give us what Donte DiVincenzo was going to give us if he remained on this team. Somebody with size who could give us shooting. That's what Shamet gives us. Even though it's not at the same extent that DiVincenzo gave it to us, it's still something. And you rather have that on your bench. Not to mention, he had very good chemistry with the bench unit during preseason. Tom Thibodeau loves him. The team loves him. They all rave about him, rave about his hard work, his defense, his hustle. So because of all of those factors, it doesn't surprise me or shock me that the Knicks want to move in this direction. Now, you might be asking yourself, why wouldn't they sign somebody else other than Matt Ryan to this team? A lot of you have asked about Lonnie Walker and some other players. Well, there's a couple of reasons why Matt Ryan could be added to this team. But one main reason is Tom Thibodeau loves him. Let's break down exactly what Tom Thibodeau had to say about Matt Ryan when he was asked about him recently. According to Thibs, we'll see how it goes. He said this when he was asked about Ryan and Shamet getting drafted in the G League. Obviously, Landry is going through the rehab process. We are excited about Matt just because of the skill set, the shooting. Feel like you can't have enough shooting, but we like both guys a lot. When the coach loves you, when the coach is glowing about you, giving you those type of reviews, it's clear you're likely going to be added to this team. And once you're waived and the Knicks can re-sign you, they will. It's not a secret that they're going to keep that 2-way contract spot open for Matt Ryan when and if he gets waived, so that way he can still remain a part of this team. Because the Knicks, as it was reported, as Tom Thibodeau just said, they like both guys. they like Matt Ryan because of his shooting. If you guys don't know, Matt Ryan is 6'6". He's 27 years old. Last season for the Pelicans, he shot 45% from three. He's also a native New Yorker. So he belongs with the Knicks. He belongs a part of this team, and we could use his shooting off the bench. If you look at this roster, how we're constructed, look at what the Knicks do and how they play. They run inside, they break down the defense, and then they kick it to a shooter if they're open. Sometimes that shooter's Mikal Bridges. Sometimes that shooter's OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and now potentially that shooter could be Matt Ryan. At 45% from three, give it to him anytime he's open because it's going to be an automatic that he hits it, converts on those 3 points, and then we're running back playing defense. And that's what you want. Easy buckets, easy baskets, easy threes. Matt Ryan might be another version of Steve Novak. If you remember him, he would hit threes when he was open almost automatically. Now, he couldn't really do much else, especially from the mid-range or in terms of defense. But if you're looking for pure shooting, especially from the three-point line, Matt Ryan will give you that in spades. And that's why the Knicks love him, and that's why the Knicks want to add him to this team. Tom Thibodeau just told you the main reason why. Shooting. You can't have enough good three-point shooters on your team. And having a player like Matt Ryan that you can insert at any time in the corner to hit threes at any time that you want, that is a weapon. That's a luxury. That's a tool. That's why New York needs him on this team. And once Shamet is available, ready, and healthy, he will be part of this team as well, too. He can't shoot the three ball in the same way that Matt Ryan can, but he's still a very good shooter. But here's the thing. He's an even better defender. And that's why Tom Thibodeau wants him on this squad, because he can defend, he can shoot, he has chemistry with the bench unit. Can you imagine what this lineup could look like off the bench? Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, Cam Payne, Precious Achiuwa, and whatever starter runs with the bench unit. That could be lethal. A lot of what that bench unit gives you is a lot of what the starting lineup gives you as well, too. They can attack, they can be aggressive, they can defend, and more than anything else, they like to play together. That chemistry is going to get them a long way. You need chemistry with the starting unit, and you also need chemistry with the bench. That's why adding somebody like Landry Shamet to this team makes a lot of sense. He already had chemistry with the bench unit in preseason. It looked really well. He's loved by the organization. So adding him back to this roster only seems like the inevitable. The only question is, when will they make this move? Landry Shamet is a question mark. But sooner rather than later, he will be added back to this team because the Knicks had plans for him with this roster. With Matt Ryan, you got to figure before November 5th, before they get hit with any type of penalties, that's when he's going to be added to this team. Landry Shamet is not going to be ready and available by November 5th. That's one of the main reasons why Matt Ryan's going to be added to this team, because you're going to need somebody in place of him until he returns. So right now, Matt Ryan is the sub for Landry Shamet. And when Shamet is back, Matt Ryan's going to be waived. He'll be part of the Knicks on a two-way contract, likely as part of the G League. But as soon as we need him back on this team, for any reason, let's say the Knicks make a major trade at the deadline and need to fill more roster spots, they can convert Matt Ryan on a two-way contract to a standard NBA deal, add him to this team, and then at that point, potentially have Landry Shamet and Matt Ryan, two players that they really wanted on this team, together as part of the same roster. Something that was told to Leon Rose earlier on this season that was not possible, and he could not get it done. Anytime you tell Leon Rose no, he finds a way to get it done. This time, he went to the G League to get two free agents everybody told him he couldn't get because he couldn't afford both of them. Now both players are part of this Knicks organization. They may be part of Westchester, but still part of this team. And that's something important to understand. Leon Rose will always find a way to get the Knicks exactly what they need. Whether it's conventional or not, he's going to get moves done. That's why I love this front office and everything they've done this past offseason. The reason I'm so high on them, the reason I praise Leon Rose so much is because before Leon, I didn't know how it felt like to have a championship contending roster with a window. Now with Leon Rose, I have those things. I'm not going to abandon them after a few bad games. That doesn't make sense. I believe in this team. I believe in this roster. And I believe that in a few games, once the chemistry clicks and we know exactly what we need to do out there, we know where players are going to be, where they like the ball, where they're going to be cutting. Once all of that stuff is understood fully, this Knicks team is going to be dangerous. If you don't believe in us right now, if you think we're a worse team, keep believing that. Because in a few games, we are going to look like a monster. And when you make the right additions to a team, like a Matt Ryan, like a Landry Shamet, it only helps us get better. And a better New York Knicks team is a nightmare for anybody else in the league. But what about you guys? What do you think about the following reports indicating that the Knicks are likely going to add Matt Ryan to the team before November 5th? And then once Landry Shamet is ready to come back, they're likely going to waive Matt Ryan and add Landry Shamet back to this team. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.